The 11-minute era is often regarded as the low point of LEGO Ninjago. This era is plagued with mischaracterization and stories that get so close to being great, but just miss the mark last minute. The 11-minute era consists of 5 seasons, season 11 to 15, and a special called The Island. While I do like all of these, there's only one I consider to be a genuine masterpiece, and that season is... Ninjago Season 13 Master of the Mountain, released on September 13th, 2020. It is known as the Earth Season, as Season 11 had fire and ice, and Season 12 had electricity, I suppose. When the season first released, it was met with a lot of praise. However, now I feel the season is very underappreciated. It is obviously still considered good, but I don't hear many people talk about it. So, that is what I want to do today. Master of the Mountain is one of my favorite seasons, and it is definitely a top 5er for me. Now, let's begin the discussion on Season 13, Master of the Mountain. Master of the Mountain is Cole's first and currently only focus season. No, in March of the Only, he only read the title cards, and no, even though it's great, Day of the Departed is only a special. Cole has never gotten the sole focus of a season before. Instead, he has had his own character arcs as subplots in other seasons, like him dealing with the fact that he got turned into a ghost in possession, or his story with Young Woo in Sons of Garmadon and Hunted. But Master of the Mountain is when Cole finally gets his very own season, and we get to take a deep, well, literally, dive into what makes Cole, well, Cole. This season really shows all of Cole's strength, and not just the literal strength, but his emotional strength too. This season really enforces how great of a leader Cole is. Cole has always been seen as the leader of the group before Lloyd, and I feel the show made a mistake by portraying Lloyd as the leader. There is even a meta joke in this season about this. Like I said, this season really shows how great of a leader Cole is, especially with the lowly. The way Cole manages to inspire the lowly into actually trying to escape is really terrific. Cole actually becomes the leader of the lowly temporarily, and they were considered his crew. Cole is really good at making friends and inspiring other people, and this season explores why he does this. Master of the Mountain explores a great deal into Cole's past. We already knew about his father and a tiny bit about his grandfather, but we didn't really know about the previous Master of Earth, which was his mother, Lily. Lily was the former Master of Earth, and the way this season handles her legacy is honestly one of its biggest strengths. There is this sense of grandeur whenever someone speaks about her. The necklace that Gleck has and the way the Munts and Geckos talk about her really shows just how much she mattered to these people. It was so fun learning about Cole's family. We already knew about the other ninjas' parents, but there was still a mystery about Cole's mother. Surprisingly, Cole himself doesn't actually have a character arc this season. He goes through a character journey, but he doesn't actually change as a person at the end of the season. But honestly, I think that actually works and makes Cole better. Ultimately, this story isn't about changing Cole, it's about learning more about him and what makes Cole Cole. All of the things Cole does in this season are things he has achieved before, but now we understand more about his past and why he does these things. This season works as a great character study for Cole. It all culminates in the final episode of the season, The Son of Lily, where Cole stands by his promise he made to his mother. The Son of Lily might just be one of my favorite episodes of the entire show. It has a bunch of action, and Cole realizing it was his mother who had the powers is really sweet. This season made me really appreciate Cole, and he really needed a focus season. I've always liked Cole, but he wasn't one of my favorites. But now, after this season, he is definitely one of them. Cole is great in this season, but he's not the only one who gets focus. Let's take a look at what the other ninja are up to. I want to start this section off by saying I'm very glad that all of the ninja have something to do in this season. There are many seasons where some of the ninja are sidelined and they don't really do that much, and while that is true for this season, at least everyone contributes to the plot in some way, for better and for worse. first one worth talking about is Lloyd. He has a very nice little character arc about learning to trust Vanya. You can tell he has some princess trauma from Harumi, but by the end of the season he learns to not misjudge so quickly and learns to trust Vanya. It is a nice, very simple character arc. It only progresses in like 2 scenes, but it's still very nice. Kai and Nia do some fun stuff. Kai becomes the Chancellor of the Geckles and Nia becomes the Queen of the Months. Both of these subplots are played off as laughs, but I do find them to be funny. They both conclude with them joining forces and making peace between the Geckles and the Months. So they both do contribute a lot to the overarching story. Zane is alright in this season. He doesn't do much. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is him making sure that they win the snail race. But at least he does contribute something to the plot, as without him they probably would have lost. Now we're going to go over to the only negative part I have to say about this season, which is Jay's subplot. Jay, Lloyd and Nia all get split up from the team and meet the Queen of the Months. The Queen then falls in love with Jay. Now, I don't have a problem with that, but what I do have a problem with is how Jay responds to this. Which is nothing, it's Nia who says that they're together. Jay just sits there and takes the attention, and while yes, we do seem to be visibly uncomfortable with it, he doesn't say anything against it. Like, dude, there's this girl flirting with you next to your wife, and you're just not doing anything? You might say that maybe, oh, he's just shy, but I call bullshit. After everything he's been through to be with Nia, and then he just does nothing when he sees that Nia is visibly angry at this girl? Like, dude. The only good thing about this plot is that it showcases that Nia does actually love Jay. In most of the seasons before, it definitely feels like Jay is the one doing most of the heavy lifting in the relationship, so it is nice to see Nia stand up for them. But you could have done that in ways that didn't make Jay so unlikable. And then the ending when Jay takes the Queen's hand and kisses it, like dude, you're actively fueling the fire now. Like, you cannot be that oblivious. Anyway, I'm done rambling about this, let's talk about something else. Shintaro is a pretty cool new location. I've heard a lot of people say that it feels very underdeveloped, and while I do agree that the city is kind of underdeveloped, the mines and the caves are not. The main thing that Master of the Mountain wants to develop is the mountain. We learn so much about the societies that live there and their history. We learn about their form of government, we learn about their food, we learn about their culture, we learn about their history. It is all very interesting and fun. We learn how the Geckles document their history, we learn how the Months decide on a new queen. There are many more examples, but I only have time for so much. On to the new characters because they are all very entertaining. Vanya seems like a very good standing for your average Ninjago fan. She talks about how she's read about the ninja in books and stuff, and how excited she is that they're there. It's all very sweet, but she's also such a kind person. She may seem like she's very immature, but she's actually very wise. She actually stands by her morals in the finale and doesn't give her father a second chance. She's also a very capable fighter and helps out a lot. She is willing to put her life in danger to help those in need. No wonder she became queen by the end of the season. Her father Vangelis is the exact opposite of her. He does not care about anyone but himself. He may not be one of my favorite villains, but I do really like him in this season. He is the perfect villain for someone like Cole. He is exactly the type of person that he promised his mother he would stand up against. One thing I really like about this season is how they reveal him. In a lot of seasons they let the reveal happen in the finale, but in this season it actually happens pretty early on in the season, and I do really like that because when I was watching this season, I already knew who the Skull Sorcerer was, so the fact that they revealed it so early on in the season makes the viewing experience much better. The Lowly are very fun characters. I actually play D&D, so I actually really appreciate all of the references they have. Dungeon Party might just be my second favorite episode of the season. It's so unique and funny, and seeing their backstories are so fun. They all have pretty much the same arc, which is about them regaining their adventurous spirit, and it's so fun seeing them get it. And obviously it is thanks to Cole that they do. Now, there's one last thing I want to talk about with this season, and it might just be the most impressive thing that this season does. Master of the Mountain actually gives Master Wu a pretty good arc. And that is impressive because most of the time he is just viewed as the mentor. He is the one helping other people, but in this season he is the one needing help. The story makes sense for him too. He has lived for thousands of years and now he feels his age has finally caught up. There are actually times in this season where he gives up. And this is where we get back to Vanya, which showcases her strengths. She is the one who gives Master Wu a very well-deserved reality check. And it is then when Wu finally understands. Master of the Mountain definitely has my favorite interpretation of Wu, showcasing him as a great master, but he is still flawed. He is also more involved in the action, especially in the finale. I think the way Master of the Mountain handled Wu was honestly very good. It is definitely better than some of his arcs in later seasons. And that about wraps it up on my thoughts on Master of the Mountain. If there's anything I made unclear, then please ask so in the comments. I really like this season, it is definitely one of my favorites. I actually think I'm gonna go and rewatch it again. So bye, I'm gonna go rewatch Master of the Mountain. Bye!